Hello guys. Welcome to Filmatic Recap. Today's movie recap will be in drama, action, and adventure film from 2015. Called Mad Max, Fury Road. Warning. There are spoilers ahead. The movie begins with a man named Max. He is troubled by memories of people he could not protect and is always chased by road bandits. After a short break, he has to run again and gets caught. They take him to a place where they cut his hair, shave him, and give him a tattoo with information about his blood type and where he was found. But Max fights back, tries to escape, and is haunted by memories of people he could not save. He keeps running and reaches the edge of a big drop. To escape, he jumps, hangs on a crane hook, but sadly gets caught again. This place is called the Pale City or War Boys. Many sick and weak people live there due to a lack of water, controlled by a guy named Immortan Joe. They worship him because he controls the precious water and gives them a bit from a big reservoir occasionally. But it only lasts a few seconds before he closes it. That day, some of his war boys prepare to go to another place called Gasoline Town to get more fuel and weapons. Leading the group is Imperator Furiosa, a well-known leader. Meanwhile, Max is in a cage tied up. One of the men, their kind of doctor, says there is a war boy losing blood and takes Max to donate because he is a universal donor. Outside, the group goes on a mission. However, Furiosa changes the plan midway, altering the route. Furiosa alters her route, causing Immortan Joe's son to discover missing breeders. He orders a war convoy to chase her. Max, amidst receiving blood, joins the pursuit. The road setup includes war drums and a guitar. Furiosa, hunted by both Joe and the Spike Boys, Furiosa's convoy faces an attack from the Spike Boys, with Joe's sons unaware of her plans. She directs them to fight and overcome the attackers. A trap emerges, almost trapping Furiosa's truck, but she skillfully maneuvers past it. The attacks persist, eliminating the Spike Boys one by one. Meanwhile, Furiosa and her convoy face another threat from a well-equipped truck. Immortan Joe's war boys also approach. Nux, eager to prove himself, speeds ahead to confront the Spike Boys. As the intense chase continues, Furiosa's convoy encounters a group called the Buzzards. These new attackers pose a significant threat, and Furiosa and her team fight hard to fend them off. Amidst chaos, Max hangs like a scarecrow on Furiosa's car. A truck with gadgets attacks, nearly decapitating Max. They defeat the contraption but face a looming sandstorm with lightning. Furiosa signals her intentions with a shotgun, eliminating a war boy. Using Max as a counterweight, they navigate with a flat tire. Max breaks free, attempts to stop Nux's suicidal plan, and prevents a catastrophe. Furiosa retaliates, breaking the truck apart as they confront the desert storm. After the storm passes, Max wakes up and is fine. He tries to get rid of the chain that tied him to Nux, but Nux fails in his attempts. Seeing it is important and with the war boys coming, Max decides to leave, carrying Nux on his back. After walking a bit, he accidentally finds Furiosa's truck. He sees her with the escaped women from Immortan Joe, refreshing themselves with water from a hose. Holding the gun on them, he signals that he wants the hose and, after taking a sip, signals for another woman to come with a bolt cutter to remove his chains. All of this with his army of war boys watching. Furiosa and Max engage in a tense struggle for control. The women try to help, and Nux wakes up, attempting to grab Furiosa. Max intervenes, but Furiosa overpowers him. As Immortan Joe approaches, Max tries to leave in the truck, but Furiosa activates a safety lock. A short while later, the truck stops because Furiosa set a lock. She expected this and quickly tells Max that if he wants to go anywhere, he can only do it by taking her along. Max has no choice, so he agrees, and they keep going. Now, Max manages to enter the cabin and attacks Furiosa. However, the other women stop him and prevent Furiosa from getting rid of him. They know he is just a war boy at the end of his half-life, deceived by Immortan Joe. They tie him up and try to convince him, but realizing it is useless, they throw him out of the truck onto the road. He quickly gets up and runs towards Immortan Joe's convoy. After crossing the desert, Furiosa explains that she had an agreement with a group ahead for a safe passage but is unsure if it still holds. She instructs everyone to hide and gives instructions to Max in case something goes wrong and they need to flee. When they reach the designated location, Furiosa hopes someone appears. The agreement was for her to deliver 3,000 liters of gasoline in exchange for them blocking the passage, preventing pursuers from Immortan Joe. However, the leader of the motorcycle tribe argues that the agreement was for only a few cars to pursue her, not 3 entire war convoys. Realizing there is no more agreement, Furiosa signals Max to drive away. She throws herself behind the truck, climbing back underneath. The motorcycle group sets off explosives to stop them, as they would also be in danger. Furiosa keeps running away, but the bikers want their fuel. The chase happens in a rocky and obstacle-filled path, with their big truck leading, while others move rocks or look for a different path. Nux, found along the way, learns about the women taken by Furiosa. Now, Furiosa is attacked by the bikers. They put out the flames and fight back, knocking them down one by one. After causing an explosion in the last part, which separates from the truck, Immortan Joe comes closer, aiming to shoot Furiosa. But then, one of the women running from him, named Splendid, his favorite, reveals she is pregnant with another of his children. She steps forward, telling him to stop because the child is his. Furiosa shoots at him, and another one of his war boys intervenes. A war boy offers to infiltrate Furiosa's truck but fumbles, labeled mediocre by Immortan Joe. Attempting to stop the truck, they nearly succeed in removing the steering wheel until Splendid intervenes. A chain is cut, steering is lost, leading to a rocky terrain. Furiosa and Max narrowly avoid obstacles. Splendid, clinging to the truck, falls and is tragically run over. Immortan Joe's truck flips. Furiosa, devastated, orders pursuit despite the loss of her favorite companion. Max inquires about the Green Valley, learning it is a night away. Nightfall brings a muddy obstacle, and Max strategically sets traps for Immortan Joe's pursuing convoy. The leader of Bullet Farm attacks, prompting Furiosa to disable their vehicle. The bog-dwelling people offer help. Furiosa shoots the Bullet Farmer spotlight, leading to a struggle. After freeing the truck, they face engine overheating, forcing a pause in their journey. Max decides to do something to stop the pursuing car and goes with a gasoline can, telling them to leave without him if he takes too long. Furiosa and the girls move forward slowly, having to stop periodically to cool the engine. Suddenly, an explosion occurs, and moments later, Max returns with supplies, ammunition, and useful items he took from the crazed Bullet Farmer. They continue their journey the next day. They stop when they see a place in the distance, and Furiosa thinks it is the Green Valley. However, Max warns that it is a trap. Despite this, Furiosa goes down, telling everyone to stay while she approaches a woman calling for help from an old tower. Furiosa introduces herself, saying she has been away from home for a long time. The woman signals, and several motorcycles come, revealing more women, not old but knowing Furiosa. She introduces her companions, but the women explain that the swampy place where they got stuck is all that remains, the water poisoned, and they had to leave. Furiosa is devastated and screams in frustration and sadness that night. She tells Max about her plan to unite with the women she brought and those they found, hoping to find a place to live. She offers him a chance to join with a fueled motorcycle, but Max says no, preferring to go alone. The next day, everyone moves forward toward an unknown destination. In the distance, Max watches, thinking about how to help them, and an idea forms. He follows Furiosa and the others, stopping to discuss her plan, which is, in fact, returning to her hometown, as it is the only place where life is sustainable. Furiosa knows that going forward will lead them through lifeless places for thousands of kilometers. The idea is to exploit the fact that her city is practically unprotected, pass through the canyon with a truck, and then explode it to block the passage behind them, preventing Immortan Joe's pursuit. Initially hesitant about this risky plan, Furiosa, along with the others, decides to go for it, realizing it is the most viable option. She quickly puts the plan into action. Meanwhile, in Immortan Joe's camp, they are stationary, having lost track of Furiosa and the others. Suddenly, they see Furiosa's path returning, and Immortan Joe understands her intentions. They hurry to follow, maintaining a good distance. Max and the others believe the plan might succeed, but the pursuit begins, and it does not take long for Furiosa and the group to be caught. The first pursuer approaches but is soon disabled. Furiosa's truck, however, with one of its engines strained, loses speed and is easily overtaken. Max asks Nux to make repairs while he tries to shake off their pursuers. Two women on motorcycles manage to stop one of the approaching cars briefly, but they are soon knocked down and killed. As the cars get closer, they manage to hook onto the truck to stop it. Max then tries to cut the chains, but as he does, more are launched. Another truck approaches, hitting the cabin where the other women are, causing chaos. Max finally breaks the last chain, and the attached vehicle loses control, colliding with others. The pursuit intensifies with pendulum-wielding attackers. Max and the women struggle against them. One woman is captured but more thugs swarm the truck. Realizing Furiosa is in danger, Max rushes to help. In a moment of imbalance, Furiosa and the women grab Max's feet. A thug injures Furiosa, but Nux repairs the engine, providing speed. Surrounded by Immortan Joe's cars, Max is saved by Nux, who helps him take control of the truck. Using the gas town leader as a shield, Max faces gunfire, but the truck starts exploding. Max attempts escape but is caught by one of Immortan Joe's men. Amidst explosions, they approach the biker's canyon. Furiosa asks Immortan Joe to take the wheel while she clears the way. Max escapes, attacking the guitarist as chaos ensues. Furiosa damages Joe's car, prompting his giant son's emergence. A woman urges Max to secure them, leading to a fight against the giant. Furiosa confronts Joe, using a chain to remove his mask, ultimately killing him and seizing control of his car. The women move to Immortan Joe's car, the last one passing the unconscious giant. Nux sacrifices himself, flipping the truck to block the giant's pursuit. Inside Furiosa's car, she is unwell, and they perform a transfusion using Max's blood. Returning to the city, they reveal Joe's body, and Furiosa is hailed as a hero. The film concludes with Max departing, seemingly bidding farewell to Furiosa, who will now lead. And that's how the story ends. Hope you all enjoyed it. Kindly share your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.